Glad you did.
And and now the first chatter's here, so here we go.
Yeah, so at number 50, and I know this one is gonna be... This might be a rough one for some people. Because I know people do like him a lot. Where is he?
I told you to have this issue.
I know I have this issue, but it's like building the suspense until I find him.
Oh, drum roll, please.
Wait, where the hell? Oh, there he is. Agl Gohan.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and he... I don't know if he should even deserve to be on this list as number 50. Because...
It's weird, because, like, thinking back, I think Agl Gohan would be higher up that list, but I suppose he has started to age now, because just stacking alone won't get the job done.
Yeah, for me to put him higher, he would need to have like a better transforming condition, which he doesn't. You never see his transformation.
Yeah, I think I've seen it twice since he came out.
And then his stacking is slow nowadays, and it's like in terms of performance, if I didn't feel some love for this unit and wanted to include him as number 50, I would have maybe slid in the androids here. Or like someone else.
Android's EZA is good, but I suppose if you include in terms of usability and teams and stuff as well, I'd probably agree with Gohan above Androids.
Yeah, that's why he like kind of slid in here as number 50.
Plus he has a leader skill.
His leader skill was really useful up until the point where we got better Kamehameha leads. And then it's like kinda meh.
Why did a sad dog just flash up on the screen?
Sad dog?
At least for me it did. Like a brown dog.
Brown dog?
I have no idea, ignore me.
I have no clue what you're talking about. Hey Percy, hey Daniel. So you guys missed the first inclusion, which was Agl Gohan. Number 49 is the only one where I put 3 units because I think they're all... In terms of what they're used for, they're all like in the same level. And I didn't want to put one over the other. I saw one of them here.
Get that drum roll out again. Ooh.
It's gonna get easier as more units get filtered out. Here's one of them. Agl Tapion is one of them.
I'm glad at least A Tapion made it onto the list.
He was very, very last minute.
Hey Paragon.
Hey Paragon. How's it going? Pretty good. Pretty good. So far, I don't think any weird decisions have been made.
Nah, you've chosen 2 units and the world's burning because of them.
I know one of them is down here because it's... Oh. My lord.
I was thinking, if it's in release order, why are the gods like so far down?
Physical Frieza, Agl Tapion are 2 of them, and I'm just searching for the last one.
See, to me, Frieza's an interesting choice to be on the list. I wouldn't have had him here myself, potentially.
I think what Frieza, Tapion, and I'm just gonna say it, LR Roshi, all of them have this very broad kind of...
Wait, stop there. Up
oh, yeah,
2 rows to the right.
They all have this very versatile kit. Like in actuality, it probably would be like this with Frieza being number 1 because he stuns, he seals, he stacks, so he's very useful in a lot of situations. But like
I just think Frieza is completely outclassed in the current content. Yeah, some new Extreme Super Battle Road stages come out, his stunning will be helpful, but for me at least, he stacks way too slow.
Yeah, that's why I put them all 3 together, because you're not really using Frieza for the stacking. But like, in terms of Super Battle Roads, all 3 of these do what you want in a Super Battle Road character. They stun, they seal, well, Tapion doesn't stun or seal, but he lowers attack, and he's just defensively superior to both of these. Like, Roshi can revive, which is always stupid useful. And the revive conditions are also very easy. And they fit on categories that are really limited, so I think they all serve the same purpose at around the same level.
Yeah, I can see that.
I heard LR Agl Super Saiyan Gohan has a transformation, but I think people are just joking. Yeah, I've seen it like twice. And I think once was in Infinite Dragon Ball history. Number 48 is... He
Oh,
has to be
damn.
on here. Reddit.
He made it!
Yeah, Reddit's made it. He's the worst unit of 2022. I don't think anyone is disagreeing with that, but in terms of his kit, is he better than LRHL Gohan? Sorry, but yes, he is.
It's just funny that literally the latest Dokkan Fest on Global, the unit you'd probably expect to be cracking top 15, top 10, makes number 48, and no one's going to be arguing with that. That's how disappointing he is.
I think people thought maybe he wouldn't even make the list, but like just his leader skill alone, he does lead pure Saiyan still.
Yeah, it is. The leader skill's massive for him.
And like he has decent defense in some events. So I think I had to include him on the list, and I think 48 is a good spot. Because the next unit I definitely use more is Sdr Super Vegeta. Like a year ago he would have been way higher, but with the current defense standards he fell off so fast.
Yeah, I think 200% leaders kind of ruined him a little bit. Because he got, especially when he came out in Global, wasn't he like the last Dokkan Fest before 200% leads were coming in?
It was one of the last ones, yeah.
And then we got the Easy A for transforming Blue Vegeta like straight after him, so that made his leader skill pretty.
Like his leader
if you
skill...
want pure Saiyans, you go for maybe the Blue Vegeta instead.
Like right now, you'll probably go for Raditz if you face multiple enemies, or Agl Blue Vegeta if you just want a good pure Saiyan leader overall. But this dude has, like, I could put him in here, right? But I feel like that's kind of disrespectful, but just, like, he guaranteed stuns, he guaranteed crits, and he does so much damage. He's a league above these. So I don't want to...
It's just defense that lets him down, isn't it? And the annoying thing is, for him, he's not going to be usable again for difficult content. Again, excluding SBRs and ESBRs where his stuns are useful. He might not be useful for like up-to-date content for what, 2-3 years until he gets an Easy A?
No, he's not gonna, like, even the legendary events, you're probably not running him. You could, and he would survive, but you probably don't want to. But like any Super Battle Road stage where you can run this dude, I would 100% run him.
Agreed.
Why a numbered list instead of a tier list? Mostly because I think it's cheap to go like, oh, S tier, A tier, blah blah blah, because then, sure, you're ranking the characters, but like, it doesn't really say like this character is better than this character. This might be more controversial at some points for some people, but it also makes like for a better reasoning, and I can like argue why this character is worse than this character or something. It makes for better content, I think.
I would agree.
This one is actually, I was surprised that I had to rank him this low. I'm kind of sad about it. It's Physical Cell.
Oh damn, post Easy A.
Yeah, post Easy.
I'd agree though. I wasn't blown away by his Easy A.
He's like super solid, and you use him on the androids when you can. But it's just, it feels like just not enough. Like whenever I use him, it's just like, he's good, and he performs, but he...
I'll tell you what would be more interesting to see him with, and see if he changes your mind a little bit, is if they do Easy A, Agl Gohan, and Incel. Because then you'd have a relevant, up-to-date linking partner for him.
It depends, because this dude cannot be run slot 1. He absolutely can't. So, if they Easy 8 Incel, and Incel is a slot 1 unit, I think there's an argument for him. If Incel isn't, I don't think he will change. I think Agl Gohan, regardless, will shoot up changed tremendously, but I don't think Cell would change that much.
No, true. Just be interesting to see what units do easier as part of Cooler.
I think there's a chance, because last year what we got was transforming Goku and transforming Frieza, who are also worldwide download celebration units, right? And I think these are
they were the ones before Cell and Gohan.
Yeah, so there's a chance Cell and Gohan Easy A. I think now is the perfect opportunity to do Easy A Gohans because of the movies and stuff. It's all units, like Easy A units, Dokkan Fests, LRs. I threw them all into a pile. Because I like chaos, I guess.
Chaos reigns.
Need to search for the next one.
No proper like argumentative, or what's the word I'm looking for? Con something. There's no like rankings you'd argue about so far.
Not yet, but I think like people might not care as much about these lower ranked units. As much like, okay, they're top 50, whatever. I don't think people will feel that's like Raditz was the exception, I think, or like LR Agl Gohan, because they're like fan favorite units. But like, are people really gonna care about Super Vegeta or LR Cell being this low, or the Blue Bros?
Yeah, it's as the list fleshes out, you start to realize just how many units there actually are in Dokkan.
Yeah, like top 50 is still really good. I was kind of surprised putting these dudes in. What made me change my mind is not red zone stages, but like other difficult content. When I run them together with, well, actually, yeah, some red zone stages, I actually use these dudes. And
that does surprise me having them there.
Yeah, defensively they don't really hold up, but they still do like a ton of damage, especially next to the LR gods. I
haven't tried them next to the LR gods actually.
They actually really do surprise you.
How many links?
I don't know how many links they share, but they do run under them with a 200% leader skill, so they get a massive buff just from that.
Ah, true. I mean, if you got two 200% leaders, that's an extra, what, 60% defense they're getting?
Yeah, I was very impressed mostly by their damage. Just the damage output is they've always been good damage dealers, but even like to today's standard, I was like kind of okay, that's respectable damage.
We'll allow it.
I would definitely allow it.
Yeah. Would you have them over Cell? Are you happy with that? Like,
I think
to be fair, I'm happy with them over 49. I'd say they're probably better than Super Vegeta.
I think these two you could interchange, but what bothers me about Cell is his categories. Like, where are you gonna run Cell? Androids? Maybe Android Cell Saga, but running an Android Cell Saga Extreme Team feels kinda bad.
Yeah, it needs a lot of help, doesn't it?
It does. And then it's not like these dudes have much more categories, but like Realm of Gods, Universe 7, Universe Survival Saga, you could run them. I wouldn't say
Pure Saiyan.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily pick them, but you could. Like the LR Gods team, you could pick them. They wouldn't be my first pick, otherwise they would be higher on the list, but you know, they're definitely a pick.
Yeah, well, I can imagine Pure Saiyan units featuring quite heavily on this list.
Yeah, I mean, it's inevitable, right? Like
Goku Vegeta, isn't it? That's what the show is about.
Yeah, there's some. I think I added a decent amount of extreme units as well, but yeah, it's mostly Pure Saiyans, just because that's the way Dokkan goes. The next one I don't know how I feel about him. It's the Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the one that just EZA'd on Global for the 7th anniversary. At some point I thought he would be higher, but every time I have to use him, he does not feel impressive.
Yeah, I get what you mean. He feels good after Super, but what found him out, I think, was even in the Cell Max event now, on like an AoE, if he's getting hit before he supers, he still takes a lot of damage.
Yeah, he does so much damage, and then like I compared him with I can't see him right now, but in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and
Yeah.
it's like he's better than in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I think, but it's by a very narrow margin.
Yeah, there's not as much in it as you'd like to think.
Nah, I think they kind of. I guess the same as with most TOR Easy A's nowadays, it just feels not enough. It feels good, but like you can't run him in like the Cell Max event. You probably don't want to run him in Red Zone stages. You probably don't want to run him. Like against Broly, he has a case because Broly is Agl, but everywhere else, do you really want him?
Probably not.
And that's
Bear in mind,
kinda...
in a lot of the stages, his dodge and counter doesn't even come into it. Like the final stages of Goku and Vegeta events, you can't dodge.
Yeah, you can dodge, but at least like there defensively he can hold up post super, and it's like okay. But against Cell Max, like even against normal, he's probably gonna take so much damage. It just feels bad.
Yeah.
These next ones I kind of expected to be higher, but considering their age, I think it's very respectable to put them at number, which should be number 43. Hold on. Boop. I think, yeah, my original listing I switched up these two because I was.
See, I still really rate the girls, Kel and Caulifla.
They have.
It's just hard where they're limited and where we haven't had too much TOP content. But
Yeah.
they just do so much. The additionals they have, the dodge chance they have.
I think
like-
my main problem why I put them so low is limited categories because realistically, Universe 6 or Peppy Gals is all you're ever gonna run them on. And even Peppy Gals, then you're just gonna run a U6 build anyway. So what's the point? And then they have to dodge, and if they don't dodge early on, they're very vulnerable. And then once they're built up, they're okay, but uneven.
Yeah. Again, it depends on the content with them. They wouldn't be my first. They wouldn't be in my team full stop to do SBR and ESBR. But say they bought out another Goku event or something, which I'm not saying they will. But they'd definitely be on my list for that purely because they'd be doing 3 supers, stacking defense with dodge chance. Because they do get to a point within, say, 5 or 6 turns where even if they don't dodge, they're taking double digits from normals.
Yeah, in those events, yeah, sure. But then I just look at different characters ranked above them, and it's like I can't, in good conscience, say they hold up that much better or better in most content than these dudes. And the teams is what really put them like below number 42, for example. If they had more teams, I would probably slide them up maybe up to like 39 or 40. But they don't. And that's just the story of Killing Khalifa. But considering their age, this is like without an easy A. That's super.
They ruled the game for so long as well, didn't they?
Yeah, this is probably like the oldest unit that made it this high. I might be wrong. Like in terms of no easy A's. Yeah. Like I think it's very respectable to have them here. Then the next one, Super Ssb E Vegeta.
He's dropped a lot, hasn't he? In the space of a year.
I feel like there's an argument to even put him like below Kaioken Goku or below this dude. But it's like it's hard to rank him because he does have a revive, he does have crits, which are really good.
He has an active skill.
And if he doesn't get caught with a super, like as the first attack, his defense is fine.
I did use him for Cell Max, but I think that's probably because the game's biasing in units at the moment with Cell Max's typing.
Yeah, I think Cell Max into the mix definitely made me put him higher than I maybe would have if we didn't have Cell Max.
Yeah, but just because of his typing, like if Cell Max was STR type neutral,
he
Vegeta wouldn't
survive.
feature.
I know. That's why it's kind of like hard to rank this dude.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think he deserves higher. Lower I could see some arguments, but nah.
It's annoying how much better they made the Goku in a way. Like, even if Vegeta had, like, say, 30% to start and then built up 10%, just like Goku's dodge is just free. Vegeta only gets 10% damage reduction free, and it seems a little unfair.
Yeah, if it had 30% and he raised defense on super attack, like not stacking, but for one turn, I think he would have been so much better. Because that's what hurts him as well, is that he doesn't gain anything from supering, and it's like, okay, cool, he can do so much additionals, but all he's gonna do is crit, and it's not good enough. Like, same can be said for Super Vegeta, but he does raise defense at least. Like, just the crits isn't good enough these days.
It's not enough, is it?
No, it just doesn't work. Then, this one might be because of my personal preference. But it's Sdr Trunks, the banner unit.
It's interesting that banner units are making it onto this list. Like, that just goes to show up the step up in quality of them. I'm sure he's not going to be the last one on here.
Oh no, not by far. But I think this guy is underrated. Because, okay, his defense is like around 200k, I think, before supering, which isn't amazing. After he supers, you wouldn't be like, oh, this dude is super good. But then if you stack him, and especially with like Goku Gohan, like he works with Goku Gohan. You can put him next to Goku Gohan, and he will stack even when it's just Goku. And once he starts stacking, he's really impressive defensively.
No, I agree. It's annoying I've only got him at 55%. I haven't had a chance to use him too much because I didn't get him when he first came out. I only got him like recently, so I haven't really had too much of a chance to test him out.
I think I rainbowed him on the Broly banner because I just couldn't get my first copy of Broly. And I just kept pulling the Trunks. And I rainbowed him, and then I started using him with like Agl Gohan as a joke. But that rotation still works really well. And then Dokkan Gohan came out, gave this dude a leader skill, where he's like under a 200% leader skill, and let him stack, and it's like, okay. This dude just became a lot better. Yeah, that's Trunks.
No, I'd agree with that, to be honest. It's interesting, like putting him above like Super Vegeta and things like that, because you'd be thinking like, oh, you think Dokkan Fests that came out after him would be better than like Broly's banner unit, but you'd be surprised.
Yeah, just because I think the stacking, and he does stun as well, I think, on his super. So that, like, just the stacking, he stacks pretty good. Like, you could take him into a legendary event, or even some red zone stages, and he would stack fast enough to make it. I think you could bring him to the Shadow Dragon Saga event, and he would stack fast enough to make it through that. Yeah, not Broly, because, you know.
Oh no, not Broly.
I think I could even take him into Omega, and he would be able to survive, I think. I mean, if Truth sees this, whatever, I'm sure he'll disagree with a lot of things, especially with where I put, like, you know, some of his favorite units, but in the end, it's like he says all the time, it's really difficult making this kind of list, and in the end, it's personal preference, so if he wants to shit on my dick for it, so be it.
I mean, I think there's a couple where, especially when you start getting higher up, like the top 2, 3, maybe top 5 units, the community do tend to agree on them, but anything after that is just open for interpretation.
I think even like, well, top 2 is probably pretty set on global, but like, starting from the 3rd best unit, I think riots have been started for less in this community. Number 40, I put Gohan. I don't love this unit. I really don't. He stacks pretty slow. But putting him under Trunks also felt really unfair to Gohan.
Yeah, stacking units do tend to be pretty good, and he is helpful for a lot of teams as well.
He does help his teams, like the really bad teams, he does help a lot. And then, you know, once he goes into Gohan, he does get big bad bosses, which helps a lot. But it's just, you know, his slow stacking is my my main issue with him. And the fact
Yeah.
that he stacks on 18 key is just another one of those annoying parts of his build that make me go like, you're a frustrating unit to me.
I mean, the 5-year worldwide units just haven't aged as well, have they? Like, you think Sdr Vegeta and Buhan came out at the same time, and like, they just didn't. I don't know what it is. They just don't seem as good. They don't seem to have been able to keep up with power creep as well as maybe some of the other units.
Well, yeah, but it's, you know, it's 5-year. We're now entering the 7th year, so yeah, I think it's normal. But they just, you know, it's just kind of sad that a character like Buhan, or I should say Butanks even, he never really got the. He's always been overshadowed by Sdr Vegeta. I don't think he ever got the love he deserved, even in, you know, how he's built. Same with Ssb E. Like, for a character as Ssb E, I would have expected a way better kit, and same for a character like Butanks. You would expect them to be so much better than they ended up being.
They just ended up coming out with maybe a more hype co-unit, if that makes sense. Like, another unit came out exactly at the same time with them, which is more hype. Arguably, you'd maybe do it the same with the gods and the Super Saiyan 4s now. If I go into my friends list, I can find Rainbow Super Saiyan 4s everywhere, but I struggle to find Rainbow gods.
Yeah, and it's... We'll get into it when we get there at the top of the list, but I did make them the Ssb 1 and 2 for specific reasons. I didn't want to put them at 1 and 2, like at the number 1 spot together, because I felt like that was a cop-out, but
I was going to say, that's a cop-out, isn't it?
I didn't want to do that. Speaking of Sdr Vegeta, he's number 39.
Hey!
Daniel, you would put Buhan higher than Sdr Super Vegeta? I think nowadays there's an argument for it. I think nowadays there's very much an argument for it. I didn't just because the Fusion, they have more teams, they have better teams, and
that
they heal.
Foresight's powerful as well.
Yeah, they heal, they have a Scouter. That's why I still put them above Buhan. As much as I would love to switch this around because I hate this unit. I hate him with a passion.
They have a few more teams that they have like 200% leaders on that they can fit on.
Yeah. I think the it's always been my gripe with this unit. He takes way too much damage when he's fused. Like, I get that he doesn't need to live a super for me. He never did. But the fact that you're starting to take 100k from normals, even in like legendary events, where he's not type at disadvantage, that hurts. Like that really hurts. And that's why he's just dangling down here. What about 38 Gogeta? Well, I can tell you you're wrong. I don't know where Gogeta is, but he's not 38. But yeah, that's
the notes.
Sdr Vegeta.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
38 is actually where is this asshole?
I say you hovered over Kid Gohan then for way too long. I was about to rage.
Oh no, this dude is higher up. He's on the list, but he's higher up. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone.
Nah,
oh, here he is.
Solid.
Agl Trunks. You would expect him to be higher, but he does not.
He's too RNG based to be higher up.
He's disappointing. His transformation does nothing. You never use his transformation. And it's like, his base form is good, but he needs triple supers to hold up defensively, and even if he triple supers, he probably can't take anything in red zone, so that's why he's here.
Yeah. Like, literally no argument there. If anything, I'm surprised he's maybe as high as he is.
Yeah, would I use him above Goku and Vegeta? Yes. Would I use him above Butanks? Yes. Would I use him above Sdr Trunks? Probably not. But that's probably my bias more than the unit's capabilities.
True.
It's
would you use him above Kel and Caulifla?
Would I use him more than Kel and Caulifla? I don't think so.
That's probably the first one where I've gone, I think he's a bit too high.
He might be too high.
But again, preference. Because
No.
I'm looking, I'd maybe bring Gogeta above him as well.
I mean, Tech Gogeta. Oh, you mean Super Saiyan 4? Ooh.
Yeah.
Would I? I don't think I would put him over Tech Gogeta. But that's just because they both require their supers. I guess Trunks needs more RNG than Tech Gogeta.
Yeah. Interesting choice there, sir.
Yeah, I didn't actually expect to have to move this dude, but you do make some good arguments to maybe this. I would be okay with. You're the
I'd be
problem,
better
really.
with that. He's the problem child.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I like, would I use Buhan or Sdr Trunks over Agl Trunks? Probably.
Yeah,
Would
in
I
most
use Sdr
content.
Vegeta over him? That's where it gets like.
Depends on the situation, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay, I'll drop him down. I think I'm okay with this still. I definitely would use him over Int Ssb E in most situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess killing Khalifa could be an argument, but nah, I'm not gonna mess any further. He's fine where he is.
Fine. I'm just playing devil's advocate with you.
No, that's why you're here, like to keep me in check. Oh, the next one. He's an interesting one, and I didn't really know where to put him. Cooler about to be the best unit in the game? He might be. It's gonna be Cooler or Goku, one of the two. 37 is Sdr UI, and I have so much trouble ranking this unit. I don't know where he belongs, really.
I don't have too much joy with him. If he's on this list, I'm expecting Int UI to be on this list. And in certain situations, I even found the physical free-to-play unit better to bring than him.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see some arguments for the Int one.
A physical one that only has 20% less dodge chance, but stacked. So depending on the event.
I guess that's true, but I think what mainly does it for this dude is just he does have the 70% chance to dodge, just like HLMUI. And you know, if he's fully built up, he's definitely not good defensively. He's okay at best, but
I mean, if you gave him raised defense or greatly raised defense instead of disable guard or whatever it is he's got in his super attack, he'd be so much more helpful.
Yeah, but the thing with this guy is you can just give him full dodge now, and that would perfectly work for him. That would like help him. That would potentially even put him higher for me. But as I said, he's so weird to rank, and I have the same problem with HLMUI because they both have the same issue. If they dodge, they're god, and then if they don't dodge, they get you killed, and there's no in betweens. And that's where that's why I find it hard to place this guy, because he doesn't have anything else other than his dodge. But if he does dodge, he outperforms any of these guys easily. And if he doesn't dodge, he doesn't do anything. Oh, Trunks, get back down.
Yeah. No Trunks. But then I suppose like even if you look at Cell Max, you say you have a Cell Max goes on for 10 to 12 turns in the thing. It's not 100% dodge. Like where it's 70% dodge, it's getting to the point where even just a normal from some of these stages KO him in one hit.
You could, but like you could run a full reps team and you could make this guy a floater, and I think you could probably no item it. Just you need luck. And that's always been the same with these MUI units, and that's why he's super hard to rank. I don't know if 37 is right, if he even belongs on this list, but I do want to put respect on the 70% dodge.
It'd be easier to judge how you've ranked him when we see like the units above, if that makes sense.
36 is another weird one.
Love the weird ones.
Where is he? He's below. Oh, there he is. It's Grade 8 Vegeta. Just because...
You know all about this guy.
Yeah, but I don't end up using him much. And that's part of why he's weird and why he's like just here, like kind of not even in the middle.
Is that because of him or because of his teams?
Both, because he guards in slot 1, which is really good, and then his defense doesn't really get good enough unless he supers, so he's not really good slot 1, and then it just he's a mess. He's a mess, and that's why it makes him hard to rank, because arguably I never use him, so I could put him like not even on the list because I use all of these dudes and I never use him. But at the same time, I like he does have good damage, you know, for a defensive character. His defense is pretty good after his super. He does guard slot 1. He has the ape transformation. He has things, it's just not enough. And then,
No,
yeah,
not consistent enough.
and then his links are bad, and then his teams are kind of weird as well, where he doesn't really work on the teams he's on. Like Pure Saiyans, you're not gonna run this guy. Saiyan Saga, yeah, because Saiyan Saga has like 5 units. It's just like he's there.
He deserves his spot on the list, but again, it's testament to how many stronger units there are.
Yeah, and it's the same with. I think a lot of the problems that I named for him are also part of the problem for number 35. If I can find them, they're down here somewhere.
Is this Kaioken by any chance?
No, Kaioken is higher. As much as I hate the unit, I really don't like Kaioken, but he's higher. It's Physical Goku and Piccolo.
Another unit I have no experience of using, so I'd have to trust your word here.
I don't have experience using them, which is part of the difficulty rating them. At the same time, I'm like, Goku has guard for the first 3 turns, I believe, and then Piccolo stacks defense, but he loses guard. But then Piccolo has such high key that he never is able to stack because it's a 12 key stack.
You have to hope for additionals.
Yeah, this unit is super weird, and they have like 2 categories, which are Saiyan Saga and Joint Forces, I think. And
I was gonna say restricted, aren't they?
So that's where they're kind of here with Grade A Vegeta, just because they're. I think they're better than Grade A Vegeta, just because, you know, they do hold up better defensively.
And then neither are really too usable.
Yeah, they're like, if you put them at the same spot, I would probably be like, yeah, that makes sense, because they're. If Piccolo stacked on his 18 key, he would rise the ranks, but he doesn't. And then Piccolo, when he comes out, he's not good defensively, so it's like, where do you use this unit effectively? I don't know. His teams don't help him, and his links don't help him.
That's always the hard thing of putting units without many categories further up the list. That's always going to be the challenge.
Yeah, and I do want to keep all factors, leader skill, links, categories. I want to keep everything in mind, because otherwise it would be very easy to just say, oh, Ginyu, the best unit in the game, because on his isolated team he is up there, but that's not fair, I think, to the other units.
Whoa, you're getting all of our viewers' hopes up there.
I mean,
at the mention of Ginyu.
We all know that the 7 years are going to be slot 1 and 2. I just haven't revealed yet in what order. Next up, 34, is Exchange Vegeta and Goku from the Namek Saga.
Again, it's annoying because there's so many units on this list where, not for no lack of trying, I just don't have, so can't really comment other than what I've seen other people use them with.
Yeah, I think I only have them at 55%, which makes them a little difficult to rate for me as well. I think maybe if I had them Rainbow, I would put them a couple slots above here. I don't know if it would be too many slots, because the next couple ones are pretty hard hitters, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we're getting into the beef.
Beef!
Like, Vegeta is fine, I don't think he's anything special, but then Goku is like really good. And it's just like, having a revive is a good bonus. Uh, shh, keep playing YouTube. Like having a revive is such a good mechanic, and it's such a bonus to the unit. That I think there's arguments you could put him up a couple slots above just because of the revive.
Yeah, I mean, if Roshi made it on this list with revive as being a factor, you'd expect one of these summonable units with revive to be a bit higher up as well.
Oh yeah, I think Roshi definitely needed to make it in some capacity, just because he's a free-to-play unit, and I do wanna, you know, represent. And I think he deserves this spot. But yeah, that's Goku and Vegeta. I don't really have much to say about them, other than that. And here's the one that, you know, it's Raccoon Goldo, 33.
Oh.
The more I look at it, the more I want to put them down, but
it's weird seeing how many LRs they're above as a banner unit.
Yeah, but at least like they have usable teams or a usable team, whereas these guys don't. So for example, that's why I put them above here, because realistically you're gonna use them more than them or him, or
unless there is literally an SBR that calls for joint forces or Saiyan Saga or something like that. Yeah, you're gonna use Raccoon Goldo more often.
Yeah, you're probably gonna use Raccoon Goldo more often. The reason why I put them so low is just because they're reliant on Ginyu. Take Ginyu away, and they're nothing. Like,
even if you put them together with Jason Burr.
Yeah, they're garbage because they. Let me look at their kits again, but I'm pretty sure they need a Ginyu to guard. Yeah, and if they don't guard, they're trash. I'm sorry, they're trash. Guards all attacks and a high chance of stunning the attack enemy when there's an ally whose name includes Ginyu attacking in the same turn.
Yeah, so they need a Ginyu.
You need Ginyu, yeah. If you don't have a Ginyu, they have a high chance to guard. But I don't care about high chance to guard. If high chance to guard, yeah, if high chance to guard was a good thing, then Sdr Vegeta would be in this list and he would probably be above them. But he's not. So they need Ginyu, and if Ginyu isn't there, then you could easily kick this unit off this list. That's why I think there's arguments to put them even lower. Is there arguments to put them higher? Maybe. But I'm just
again,
not.
I'd leave them where they are. Like, there's no real argument for me. It's just shocking to when you actually see it.
I had them higher. I had them like somewhere here at first, and I was like, no, you're definitely not better than them. Nope. And then just kept dwindling down until here, and I was like, exchange Vegeta and Goku. Like, here's where I started having like my doubts. Whereas anything above it was just easy, like no. Like, here's where I started having doubts. Just because when they guard, they are untouchable. But they need to guard them. Yeah. Yeah, and if it was Ginyu on the team, maybe. But it's Ginyu on the same rotation. It's like, no. Like, you could jump into an ESBR stage with the Ginyu Force. You could have them on rotation, like STR Jace for the super attack foreseeing, and Jason Burger, and they would not guard, and they would just die. So, you know.
It's always the problem with high chance, though, isn't it?
Yeah, there's the factors that I'm going like, the next one I wanted to put higher, but I couldn't put him higher. I just saw him, but then I looked away. In Broly.
I'm glad that Brody is above Goldo and Raccoon. But
he outperforms them every step of the way. Like,
Brody's one of those. He looks godly if you have dupes in him. It's like, I've been trying to use him 55% against Cell Max, and he was okay. But if I had dupes in him and he was guaranteed additional supering, it would make so much of a difference with him.
It does. But the thing about Broly compared to Raccoon and Goldo, and this was like the nail in the coffin for them is any team that Broly is on. Planetary Destruction, Super Saiyan, Pure Saiyan. If you look at those teams and you're building a team, you might not always put him on, but you'll always consider him.
Yeah.
Like you'll scroll past him and you go like, do I want to bring him? Compared to Raccoon and Goldo, it's like, well, they're on these teams, but I'm not bringing Ginyu, so I'm not bringing them. End of story. With Broly, there's always that like, should I bring them? Should I bring him? And it's like, usually, yeah, I do want to bring him.
No, again, I'm fine with that.
These next ones I wanted to be higher again, but age has not been kind to them. Hitting
no, and lack of categories doesn't help them either.
No, it's just like when they're at their full maximum, like, you know, doing everything they should, dodging and all that stuff, they look so impressive. But you can't put them in slot 1 because they won't dodge before they're super. And that's where it kind of goes downhill. Like, I think there's an argument for this, even.
In terms of consistency, maybe.
I think I actually want to do this.
Yeah, I'd agree with that switch. Because consistency, number of teams, maybe not leader skill as much, but yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I think they're, in a vacuum, better leaders than Broly, but yeah, again, if they were just like even dodging just before they super, maybe they would rank a few spots higher. But their defense is just not.
If they don't dodge, they die.
They do take a lot of damage, and it's not like as abysmal as some of the other ones, but it is still a lot of damage, especially in like post Red Zone day and age. They become kind of. I would love to see them under a 200% leader skill. I think that will help this unit a ton.
Might be waiting a while though. It's gonna be what? Probably Tournament of Power 1.
Yeah, I guess so. But I do expect a Tournament of Power celebration sooner than later. Yeah. Just because it does always bring in money.
Yeah, my personal one that I still want to see is the transforming Topo.
Like a Dokkan Fest transforming Topo?
Yeah, goes from base into God.
That's fair. I don't think we have a standalone God Topo, do we? Oh no, we do.
Yeah, STR ECA. Yeah.
We do. He's just not as good anymore either.
Nah. He came out easy alongside the AGL Rabbit dude. I can't remember his name now. Ooh, the speedster. Dispo, that's the one. Yeah, he came out with him. Ooh, Super 17. I'm glad he's on the list.
He made it higher than I would have expected, but his defense is just... Offensively, he doesn't do much. But defensively, he outclasses most, dare I say, all of the units on this list. Maybe not better than, like, Tapion.
Quite happily.
Maybe not better than Raccoon and Goldo in their ideal circumstances.
He has more damage reduction than Tapion. Tapion just has more starting defense. I bought Super 17 into Shenron Red Zone, Omega Shenron Red Zone.
Yeah, he's just really good. He's just really solid defensively. And
like no argument from me there whatsoever. He's so good.
Yeah, that's why he made it like above Broly, because Broly can get beat up.
17 is good in most situations.
17, like, he takes damage on the first couple hits, like the first 2 hits, and then he double-digit tanks most things. So that's why he made it like as high as he did, which was kind of a surprise. I would have expected him to put him lower, but no, I think he deserves that 30 spot.
100%.
Ugh, it hurts to see this. Because I love this unit, but where are they? Killing Khalifa. It's like Killing Khalifa.
Yeah, I can see why they're lower down where they are. They take too long to stack.
Yeah, like once they're stacked up, and they do stack pretty fast with all their additionals and stuff. But But yeah, they just, you know, it takes a
Like,
while.
I wouldn't take them into Red Zone. Wouldn't take them into Cell Max. Like,
I would take them into Red Zone. Stelmax no, because they're just too slow. But like Red Zone, yeah, I would. But then it
well,
just
again,
becomes a matter of.
mine don't have dupes, so that's probably why I haven't.
Ah, yeah, that'll do. The only thing with Red Zone is like, what team are you gonna bring them on? Like Universe 6, but are you really gonna bring Universe 6 into Red Zone?
No.
You could. But
It's pure Saiyan, isn't it? That's it.
I guess you could run them under their own team, under Bond of Friendship. That's actually. Oh.
Again, that ends up being a lot of Universe 6, though.
Well, Bond of Friendship, you could just bring Goku's.
True.
Interesting. I might play around with them in Red Zone as a leader. Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah, these are some like couple of hard hitters for me because I do love these units. I love them all. Like I love Kaioken Goku. I love Agl Super 17. I love Broly. I love Goku and Hit, but I can't put them higher. Including the next one, if I can find them.
Oh.
Timeline.
You were hovering over Tape on Minotia for so long.
Yeah, because I was trying to orientate myself with. Oh, there he is. Full power Frieza.
Oh, he's a lot lower down than I thought he'd be.
It's just I can't. I find it difficult with him. Maybe he has a 200% leader skill, but then he stacks on his 18 key, which is really what puts him down so much.
It's interesting how you flipped now, because I'm assuming AGL MUI is going to be above him now, and how that's flipped over how you thought maybe 2-3 months ago.
Yeah. Right now he's just, Namaku has that inherent advantage of just the stacking on 12 key. He can like triple super and he gets 3 stacks, and this Frieza gets nothing. Like he gets stacks, but that doesn't matter if he's gonna die in one hit.
Yeah, and then he loses 100% of what you built up, like in a couple of turns anyway.
Yeah, that's why he kind of stranded here. I do think still I would put him above like Kaioken Goku and Agl Super 17, but I
wouldn't
think
put him under those units.
Just because his damage is still so impressive and his active skill is really good. But yeah, it's kind of sad where he ended up, to be honest. Like, if you told me this a year ago, that in a year he would be ranked 28, coming from number 1, oof.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? But again, we might have a Cooler come out, link 7 out of 7 with him, because Cooler's going to be an LR. Gives him a 200% leader skill, and who knows what else. And you might see like a bit of a resurrection from him. But I think as he is today.
Yeah, if Cooler's really good, he could rise a couple spots, but I don't know how much. Yeah, keep this in mind. I think I would put him at like 23. If he gets a 200% leader skill with Cooler and he works well with Cooler, would maybe put him here.
But
23.
Yeah, as things stand, I'm not necessarily going to disagree.
I'd say Nappa should be around this point. Interesting. I clearly disagree about Nappa. He might still be up there. Speaking of banner units, though, we have a banner unit next. That's also kind of weird, but oh no, I lost him. No, come back. Okay, there he is. It's Heart Virus. Not sure what to say about Heart Virus.
It's so hard to come.
It's
surprising you'd have him above Frieza. Is it because of his damage reduction?
Yeah, I just see it as like, where am I gonna run Frieza? Maybe a legendary event, but like, nah.
No,
then like Heart Virus
you need
is
a
like
Goku enemy for him, don't you?
No, I think he can do the legendary Vegeta event and just be just fine. I don't think he would struggle too much. And then you get to Goku, and it's like, where would I bring Goku? Oh, literally every
Everywhere.
SBR or ESBR he's on, and he's on like a million categories. So it's like, yeah, I have to do it. He has a very specific use in like short events, or like the God events where he dominates as well.
Yeah, again, it's so impressive how banner units have kind of evolved.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of arguments to put him way lower, just because he's only useful in Super Battle Road, but he does crush those Super Battle Road stages. He's a god in there. But yeah, that's hard virus for you. On global, I place physical Super Saiyan 4s higher than Tech Gods because farmers usually get them to 24 key than it is for the gods. I mean, that's fair.
My opinion on them has changed, but I'll wait until I see where you're at.
Yeah, I have like a pretty solid argument about why I put one of the 7 years above the other, and I don't think there's much wiggle room. 26 is Namaku.
When he first came out, I always thought he was going to last longer than Frieza at the top, or stay higher than Frieza, purely from how his super attacks are ordered. Purely that it's his 12 key that he stacks defense on. So if he's additional supering, he could be stacking defense 3 times in a turn.
Yeah, I think like last year it would have been like this, probably. But then, like in context of the times, it was also like Frieza had a way better banner unit in third form Frieza, and Goku didn't have that. He didn't necessarily need it, but like Frieza had that going, and then third form Frieza supported him, and there were more super units. And now the balance is shifted to where like Red Zone and Cell Max are all extreme units, so that tips the favor in Namaku more. So that's why I think kind of the flip happened, and then his 12 key is just so much better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not agreeing that I'm not disagreeing that he's better than Frieza. Yeah, with kind of how the meta's shifted and what kind of events we're getting at the moment, especially considering what we've just even had it announced today that there's cooler / Wicked Bloodline themed Red Zone stages coming our way. Goku's going to be key to those teams. Frieza's not even going to be on the list.
Frieza, yeah. For Frieza, I think this cooler is gonna make a huge difference. If cooler is like broken slot 1 unit, I think there could be more arguments for Frieza again. But if he's not, then Frieza's probably just gonna keep dwindling down. Because in the long term, Kalen Caulifla, Agl 17, Broly, like they're gonna kind of keep around this area, while Frieza is just gonna keep dropping.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad how that goes, but
it'd be interesting to see how he'd be rated if he didn't lose 100% attack and defense.
it would be different. It would be very different.
Not massively different though, because I still think he'll get more outdated than those other units around him. Purely because of the way his attacks are ordered.
For this next one, I kind of have to look very carefully. I think it's them. Yeah. They have the halos. It's them. It's the physical LR 30 years. I think they're better than Namaku, but
yeah. What I like about these units is that they were given the dodge, which makes them so much better before they transform. Yeah, I know it's only 30%, but it does make such a difference.
They have utility, right? Like they have the dodging, they have the healing from the fusion. And after a fuse, they do get a scouter, I think.
A high chance to dodge. Like that goes up to high chance for I think it's 3 turns after they transform as well.
Yeah, like they have utility and use. I wish I could put them higher, but I think middle of the road is where they belong. I don't. Because the next one is best unit in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Best unit in the game. And I can't find them. Oh, there he is. It's MUI.
Hey.
Like MUI is not consistently better. I think consistently they would perform better, but I think his ceiling is higher, and it's not
The dodging,
close.
the critting, the active skill, the revive. He does do a lot.
Yeah,
I think the problem we'll find more and more with the harder the content is come out. His whole thing of getting his revive is he needs to get hit, and in the content that's coming out at the moment, if he gets hit, he dies.
Yeah, that's his problem, but that's why I find it hard to rate him or Sdr UI, because if they don't dodge, they become so much lower. But if they're at their ceiling, they could rise, and it's hard because they're not consistent. But he does have the revive, which is why I put him considerably higher than Sdr UI. Otherwise, there would be some argument. I wouldn't say it's a good argument, but there would be some argument to put them just together next to each other, because they basically do the same thing, which with 70% dodge. But
Nah, I'd agree with putting him higher.
I don't think
but again, that could change if they disable dodge for a hard event that's going to be coming, because then he becomes next to useless. But yeah, I'd agree with where he is for now. Maybe depending on who's above him.
Yeah, even then, like, his leader skill is solid. His critting is fine. His active skill is fine. Wouldn't say his active skill is like amazing or anything, but next unit. I know they're around here somewhere. Oh, Trunks and Gohan. Oh,
I've only used these guys as a friend, and they seemed pretty good, to be honest. The only thing that holds them back for me is that if I'm running Bond of Master and Disciple and need a leader, I'm going for 2 Kid Gohans on the team.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, Kid Gohan is a better leader. Kid Gohan is probably a better unit overall than them.
Yeah.
But they also have the revive, which can be kind of wonky, but the same can be said for his revive. Because getting MUI getting hit 7 times is either it's really hard to do,
3 times for UI.
Oh, 3. Well, even still 3 times. It's like, it can be really hard to do, because in the easy fights he'll dodge everything, and then once he gets to the later stages, he'll just die in 1 hit from normals, and then you won't get revive either. So it's like,
yeah,
you're kind of weird. And the same with Gohan, like, it's kind of weird. And before the exchange,
it just takes setup, doesn't it? Because like when you get Gohan out, I think it's Gohan, and he's whichever one it is, it's just made to die essentially, and then it just takes like 2 or 3 turns just to set everything up.
Yeah, it does require a lot of setup, but I think even in their base, they still hold up pretty well defensively and offensively. Like, I would trust them more than MUI in a lot of cases, just because they're consistent. If I can get them the orbs, they'll be good defensively. Like, end of story. And if they don't hold up defensively, like against Broly or something, well, they're not even gonna bring them. Whereas with Goku, like, you could bring him, but then I don't know. I think because of the consistency, I put them higher. Is there an argument for this?
Consistency over
Sure.
RNG every day.
But yeah, that's why I put them at 23. I don't think they belong higher, but I definitely don't think they belong lower.
Smoke beat Cell Max yesterday. It was a beautiful moment. Congrats, Smoke. I only beat him this morning myself. So, GG's to us. So what are we on? 23?
22.
Yeah.
I
will need to shoot off probably in half hour-ish. I did message you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll probably have to take a small break as well for food, but it'll be fine. Chat can handle itself for like 15 minutes. Worst case. 22. Where is he? Where is he? I've seen him before. I've hovered onto him before, and now he's gone. Oh, there he is.
Yay!
I think this is a good spot for Agl Gohan.
The new content that's dropped probably hasn't done him favors.
I think his main issue is that his stacks are, I don't want to say slow, but they're not fast, and that kind of makes him unreliable in some stages.
He needs to get his active skill early on.
Yeah, I think there's a good argument that like his active skill is ridiculously good, and if you can get him to stack for a couple turns, he's really good. But it's just being HL doesn't help him either, because so much content is also focused around getting MUI dicked over, so you know, tech enemies are popular, and then this guy just gets shafted along with him.
He like, if there's a 200% hybrid Saiyan lead comes out, I'd be interested to see what role he plays in it.
He will shoot up for sure. And thank you for the follow, by the way. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Yeah,
thanks for following.
Yeah, he followed. But yeah, I think again, consistency-wise, he's gonna do better than these two. But then to put him higher is kind of with a 200% hybrids, easily shoots up like 10 spots. But for right now, yeah, I don't feel comfortable putting him higher. But you could, especially because 21 is they're up here somewhere. There they are. It's in Vegito.
I'm surprised they're as low as they are.
I think there's arguments putting them higher, but again, now we're like entering the top 20. It's like you have to fight for your spot. Yeah. The thing with Vegito is like they do have the damage output, they do have the heal, and all that good stuff that comes with the fusion. But I've noticed against Cellmax as well. Getting them to fuse can be rough. I know it's just under 50%, but it can be rough.
It's because it's turn 6 as well, and it's a pain in the ass to kind of judge it. Like the amount of times when I'm like, I know I'm going to need them to transform, and I'm thinking in like turn 3 or 4. I'm trying to figure out my rotations for when I can get him to transform at the most ideal time. And then if you mess it up or you get locked, it just completely throws out your plan for him.
Yeah, I think I notice it more with Cellmax, just because taking a super from Cellmax is already hard enough. So that it becomes like the units that can tank him don't bring me under 50% HP, but then I can't waste a turn with them like taking more damage. Like I have to heal when I'm almost at 50% for Cellmax, just because I can't afford, you know, having that low HP.
Yeah, what I tried with Cellmax is like trying to time it right, so I was going into the tech phase with him on rotation under 50%, but again, it's so fiddly.
Yeah, that's why this kind of hurts him, and I think that's why I put him lower than some other units. But again, this is the top 20. I think you need to fight for your right to be in the top 20, and I think they just narrowly missed it. At least for me, it's the next one is maybe he should be lower. But I want to give him the respect he deserves. It's Ssdr Kid Buu.
Again, and so annoying how often I have to say this, haven't had a chance to use him.
I only have him at like 69%, I think, or 55%. I know he's not very high for me. But holy shit, do I love this unit. Like when he pops off, he looks so good, and his active skill is, oh, he's so good. He would be so much higher if he just had a good linking partner that you could use in this day and age.
And we keep saying there's going to be an LR Buu unit coming out, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
Still waiting.
I mean, the good thing about this guy is he won't age. I want to say he wouldn't age that fast, but I thought the same about MUI or like fucking Namagoku, and you know, see how they went, or even in Broly, you know, was still such a beast. But yeah, again, this guy is a hard to play sometimes, but when I use him, which might not be often, but when I use him, he does perform. Like damage wise and stuff, he's up there.
It's weird to see what units he's above, like above 3-year easy A's and stuff.
Oh, I definitely think he's above 3 years. They have like more utility, but you know, he just, I don't know.
Hits different for you.
Yeah, I think so. It also helps that he just has a good leader skill. It's like Battle of Fates and Majin Buu Saga. That's a good leader skill that 3 years don't have that good.
Yeah, the leader skill does let them down.
It's the same with number 19 here. Where it's just they lack the teams, but they have so much potential, and I rate them so high. Maybe that's bias, but he should be. There he is, Janemba. LR Janemba for 19.
I got him. I've had limited chances to use him because content that maybe is out of his reach has been coming out.
I think I don't think any unit can damage him really, like. But it's just his teams don't lean towards it. Like you can't bring a movie boss's team into Cell Max because are you gonna bring Turles? Please. It's just, you know. But when he does go into an event, he's untouchable, and that's why I have to put him so high. When you can bring him, he's just solid as all hell. He doesn't need setup like Agl Gohan. He just comes in, he's good.
And another unit that could potentially see buffs if we see a movie boss's leader in Cooler.
Yeah, he could definitely get a huge buff. Like if I think he shares like a decent amount of links with Cooler, like Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses. Like if you could put him slot 1, Cooler slot 2, like could
it's
be
not
some
bad
potential
rotation,
there.
is it?
Could be some real potential there. But yeah, that's Janemba. I don't think there's much to say. And then it's this dude, Agl Ssb E. He's
again has to be a slot 2 or 3 unit. It can't be slot 1.
No, he definitely needs to be slot 2, but he does good.
What I find with him, I find he's better if he doesn't transform. It's annoying because his transformation is like RNG, so you could ping it off before you've had a chance to fully build him up.
Yeah, that's the annoying part about him, and the fact that he does take a little bit to get set up. That's a little bit awkward about this kid, but you like leader skill, he's good, and then if you're gonna run a team, are you gonna bring him over like the 3 years? Probably, like in most situations, unless you really need a heal or a scout or
unless
something.
It's like item restricted or something.
Or type disadvantage or something, yeah, but you're probably gonna use him more than the ones below him in most situations. Which is why you ended up here. Yeah. I need to go for dinner, but do I reveal number 17 and just let you guys go at it?
We can try. If it's a unit I can talk about. Oh, I can talk about them.
Yeah, it's the Gogeta. There's actually a lot to say about this unit if you want to, so take it away. And
I will try.
Yeah, if you need to go, like, don't feel bad. Just say, you know, your goodbyes to chat and head off, and I'll pick back up in 15 minutes. It's fine.
No, that's fine. I should be right in the meantime, but yeah, we'll see how long it takes for you to get back.
Yeah, I'll hurry up. So enjoy Gogeta, and enjoy speculations of what's to come and who didn't make the list, because I know some units aren't making the list, and you know, so have fun.
We'll see. I'll see you in a bit. Smoke, when LR Kefla is announced, I'm spending all my stones. Just take my money, people. Just take my money. But I think a lot of people do that. Like, annoyingly, Kale and Caulifla sells. Just because of the waifu element. Like, people do love them. A bit of Kale and Caulifla. Oh, I see a dog.
Yeah, I'm back.
We were just talking about waifu and Chilai and them coming back.
Yeah. I had my phone with me to check out chat, what chat was doing.
Just to make sure I wasn't disrespecting your name in the background.
Hell yeah.
How little I'm trusted. I did give a bit of chat about it. I said I was surprised that Tech Goku and Vegeta were higher than maybe the 3-year Easy A's.
Yeah, I think it's natural. Just because Tech Goku and Vegeta still have they still have good defense, and even as Gogeta, they're not like defensive gods, but they definitely have good defense. The Scouter helps. Like, I don't know. I think I like this unit. I get they have definite flaws and they should be a lot better, but to call them at the same level as like Sdr Vegeta is
Oh no, I wouldn't go that far down. But yeah, 3 years. I thought I maybe would have had them above them.
I would need to use it 3 years more, but I don't think I would.
Yeah.
Maybe into Vegeta, but definitely not them. Definitely not physical Gogeta.
Yeah, I suppose they do still give a good heal. The point I made is like, again, it depends how much you want to put Cell Max or consider Cell Max for this. But as soon as I took Gogeta out and put Int Vegeta Blue, like the LR onto the team, I found the event a lot easier. So as soon as I took them off, they just normals killed them.
Normals didn't kill them for me.
Again, mine's 55%. I think yours is rainbowed.
I don't think mine is. I think mine is like 79 or 90. Either way, like after fusion, they took like I don't know how much, but they definitely didn't like die. Is mine rainbow? I don't know if mine is rainbow. You guys might know better than me. I don't
It wouldn't
know
surprise
anymore.
me. You have a lot of rainbows.
Well, yeah, but that's why I also just lose track of who's rainbow and who's not. Okay, just moving on swiftly. Another oldie, so he's up here somewhere. Turles now. Just joking. Fucking Turles. It's Gohan. Future
This
Gohan.
is one of the units I mentioned while you're away. I assumed he was going to be on this list somewhere, but I didn't know where.
I thought he was going to be lower. And then I started building a list and I was like, no, it definitely deserves to be up here.
Decent starting defense, greatly raises on super, building damage reduction. Like, he's not one of those annoying units where he has to get hit to build it up.
Yeah, exactly. And like defensively, he's super good. Okay, Cellmax is super. He doesn't survive, but I can't fault him.
Sorry, mate. I'm just getting a phone call, so can I leave it with you here for a sec?
Yeah, go ahead.
Back in a sec.
Daniel will have LR in Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta placed the other 21. I definitely wouldn't put them higher. Maybe above Kid Buu. Maybe if you really want to, but I don't think they go higher. I definitely don't think they go lower either. Maybe Kid Gohan could go above, but I feel very good about their spot. Yeah, Paragon. I think I like this list personally. I think some people might have issues with like MUI's placement or these guys, Hard Virus, Raccoon and Goldo. Other than that, I don't think there's too much controversy in my list. It's a mixed bag, Daniel, because like I want to say 100% Link level 10 is probably the baseline. But for some units, especially some coming up here, like above them, I will say that having them at like not there 100% makes them pretty bad, and I do consider that my calculation sometimes. Same can be said for like Kid Buu here. Like if you have it at 55%, he might, you might feel that he goes here. That Kid Gohan is better than him. But it's like, I want to try and keep a baseline of like, Link level 10 100%. Just because that's the character at their, at their maximum, how they should be rated. Oh, my music also died. Same can be said for number 15 here. Where is he? Physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Goku, please. Goku, no. Get in there. Agl Kid Gohan without dupes is another weird one. But it's like, I try to base them all off like a 100% setting. I don't have all of them 100%, like I don't have Janemba Rainbow, but like even Janemba at my 69% is like a beast and a half, so. But Super Saiyan 2/3, he does a lot of things. He does a lot of bits. It's just the same problem with not killing Caulifla. Kind of same problem as Agl Trunks. Like, you do need his supers to have him hold up defensively. The difference between this guy and Agl Trunks is that if this Goku in Super Saiyan 3 supers 3 times, he's gonna be really good defensively. Compared to Trunks, if he triple supers, he's just like, okay, now he'll maybe survive a hit, and that's about it. Have 4 years LR's been placed yet? No. They have not been placed yet. I get why this unit gets more hate now, especially as getting into Super Saiyan 3 might be like kind of icky sometimes, but But at least like, transformed Super Saiyan 3, he's super stupidly good in like any content you bring him in. Super Saiyan 2, he might be kind of icky sometimes, but he doesn't outclass Gohan. Like, no way. Gohan is better defensively, maybe, but like this guy stuns. He does so much more damage. I don't think I can place Gohan above him. I don't think so. Also, leader skill. Number 14 is the unit I didn't expect to rate so high, but I think I have to just because reasons. It is Kaioken Goku. Or Kaioken Goku. I don't like this unit whatsoever. If I had to go purely based on my experience and my own opinion, he would be probably like here. He'll be spot 23. But I'm trying to be honest about him. Set my personal feelings aside for him, and I think 14 is a good spot. I don't think he deserves higher. I don't know. No, he doesn't deserve higher, I don't think. Is Goku also on the list? You'll have to wait and see. Yeah, that's Kaioken Goku. Like, offensively, he's one of the best units in the game, but defensively, he just... This guy is not... He doesn't spark joy for me. To be fair, that is him at 55%, which is why, if I go in Rainbow, I think he ends up like around here. But yeah, that's Kaioken Goku. Next up, I think, yeah, the highest placed banner unit of the list, and it's Bertrand and Jace, obviously, but I can't find them. There we go. No, I lost them. No. No. Crap. I let go. Where are they? Come back. I love you, I promise. Where'd you go? They ended up somewhere in the middle. I completely lost them. No. Cause like they were right here, and then they vanished out of existence. Sorry guys, there we are. Don't drop them, don't drop them, don't drop them. There we go. I think it's fair to say they're 13. They're better than Kaioken Goku. They're better than him. They're better than him for sure. Better than Gogeta, no doubt.
I step away for 2 minutes and there's another banner unit.
Yeah, it's the highest rated banner unit. It's not even. They do so much.
No lies here. I will say I haven't tried them out actually in Red Zone or Cell Max.
I have tried them in Red Zone. They do really well. Stages where beam supers are, they
Yeah.
they just dominate.
One of the points I saw, I think it was one of Truth's videos. Cell Max's super attack typing is other, which stitches most units up that have like those nullification or absorption, because none of them can do anything against it.
That is true. But like Wicked Bloodline, how many beam supers do you think like all the supernovas and stuff, all the dead beams from Frieza?
I don't think like STR coolers are.
STR coolers are not. But
yeah, all Friezas are, aren't they?
Most Friezas are, yeah, like 90% of Friezas. And it just, if you know that they're not gonna go up against the beam super, you just don't bring them, or like you don't try to put them in front of super attacks. But even if you don't put them in front of super attacks, on their super attack they heal you, and you can just put 17 and 18 in slot 1, and even if they don't absorb supers, if you get them enough orbs, they usually hold up defensively.
The Androids team definitely had some much needed decent buffs. Like, think about how many Androids units are on this team. What, you've got a Cell, you've got a Super 17, you've got these guys. I guarantee there's going to be another tech-flavored Android further up.
Oh yeah, they're up there.
So, Androids have been getting some good buffs in 2022.
Yeah, plus they support. They just do everything. They do everything you want in a unit, and it's that I want in a unit. Providing that support, providing that that flavor of absorbing super attacks and healing from the super attacks that they absorb, by the way, and then healing on their own super attack. It just
they do a lot, a lot of good stuff.
Cell didn't make the list just because second form Cell just he would be in the bottom here somewhere, but
But which of those would you put him above? Like,
would I even put him above Gohan? I don't know if I would. Like Raditz? No, I don't think so. Like, okay, he provides support that Raditz doesn't, but he's just second form Cell. Just he's still good, and I like him, but I don't know. Same with Nappa. Like, he falls off way too fast. He just, Okay, I think it's time.
You think it's time? Oh
fuck.
Dear, what are we gonna hear? Get your pitchforks ready, people.
I have them rainbow. I love 19 and 20 so much. 12 is
Ginyu's out, baby!
Yeah, 12 is Ginyu. I originally had him. Let me look at my list. I originally had him at spot 8, and I was like, wait, no, you're definitely not better than him. And then it just, he kept dropping again.
Tailed off. So let's hear your reasoning.
He's limited to his 1T. And you can say, okay, Ginyu Force is also Space Traveling Wars, so Terrifying Conquerors. I don't care. It's 1T.
To get the best of him, regardless of the leader. You have to bring 2, 3, 4 units, which is essentially the team.
Yeah, like if you're gonna bring, like, you could build full Terrifying Conquerors with just Ginyu Force, or Space Terrifying Remorse with just Ginyu Force. And right now, sure, that would be the best way to build that team. But I consider that one team. Like, it's one. You're never gonna change up the lineup just because Ginyu, or the other Ginyu Force units for that matter, they don't work with anyone else. They barely work together as is. And even for the Ginyu Force team, you can say what you want, but 2 of them made this list. Like, it's them and Suruku Magildo, and there's no other Ginyu Force above Ginyu. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. Just because Jason Berger, if they don't dodge, they die from normals, my guy. Like, and it's not, to me, it's not, I don't like that in a unit. And Ginyu, like, he does a lot, like, he recovers HP on his transformation, which is kind of wonky to get off. I'm just gonna say, I've tried beating Omega with the Ginyu Force team, I didn't succeed. This guy almost never transformed for me. He almost never did.
What's his condition to transform again?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, I don't use him enough to know. I just know he did not, I'll look it up for you.
Why do that? Daniel Arceus agrees with how highly you've placed 19 and 20, saying that you use them to no item the Cell Saga SBR. And Echo says she predicted you putting Cell Saga, rather Ginyu, around the 12 area.
It's just where he naturally belongs to me. Like, his leader skill is almost, like, his leader. I can't even say his leader skill is good because it's not. It's just he doesn't do well as a leader. Like, his leader skill is good, but he doesn't do well as a leader, so it doesn't matter. He stacks defense, which he does good. I will say, you know, give him a couple turns, he's untouchable. His transformation conditions is 70% HP or less, starting from the 4th turn of battle.
Which, is, as conditions go, is not the worst.
It's not a bad condition, but I didn't have it happen to me very much, just because when I needed them to, we were at Omega, and, you know, at that point, the only thing that can kill you is a super, and if a super hits, then you're most likely dead. Yeah, if it hits the wrong unit. I don't know. Ginyu is a good character. I'm not gonna say he's not good, but his themes, his links, his leader skill, it hurts him, and it's why I put him where he belongs, in my opinion. Yeah, you're not going to use him just because you're restricted to Ginyu Force if you do use him. Which is, you know, not his fault, but it's a flaw.
Now, I've got to say, Dog, I'm getting excited. We're coming into the top 10.
Yeah, number 11 is, where is he?
It's got to be B-Pan.
I'm surprised he didn't make the list, actually. But it's this LR Goku and Gohan, who I also don't like.
These are as low down as they are.
Maybe I can't judge this unit as good, because I only have now 55%, but the times I tried to use them is like, it was just painful. Like, I think they rely so much on additional supers for their defense. And it's the same with Kaioken. It's the same with you know, some of these other units like Super Saiyan 2/3, and that makes them less favorable to me. Because like Majin Vegeta, you can do one super and he's good, like, end the story, he's good. But these guys need like multiple supers, and it's starting to ask a lot. And that's why, like, again, damage, they're good, they're better than Kaioken, but defense is where they start lacking, and that's why I couldn't put them any higher. I also didn't feel it fair for Ginyu to, you know.
And defense is the unmaking of so many good units as well.
Yeah. That's why they're so low. Maybe again, if I had more dupes, would I put them higher? Maybe. I can't tell you. I'm trying to judge them at 100%, but it's difficult. It's difficult.
Realistically, that's one of the good things about doing this list, and I'm going to put this list on YouTube as well with Dog's consent. because it'll be good to go back and look at maybe on a New Year's list or something like that. To go and look back and go, okay, I've actually now got dupes in these units. I did think they were 11. How am I looking at them now, kind of thing.
Yeah, because like for some units like Kaioken and these guys, I think it will matter a lot. Whereas with Ginyu, I don't think my opinion will change much, even at Rainbow. Just because I'm not punishing him for his defense or anything. I'm punishing him because he just doesn't have a team and he doesn't work with teams.
Mm.
That's not a matter of Rainbow or not. It's just, you know. Echo does not want to talk about them, and neither do I much longer. So let's move on. Let's swiftly move into the top 10.
Yeah, you're in trouble. But into the top 10, baby!
Yeah, our number 10 is Cell, Agl Cell. He's also really kind of. I think you could place him a little bit higher. I think you could place him like 5 spots lower, and I wouldn't blame you for it. Just because he's
preference again.
Yeah, and he's built in a way where you kind of want him in Super Battle Roads, and once he's perfect Cell, post Super, his defense is good again. But it makes him kind of a weird unit where if you get to perfect Cell, he's like fine, but until he gets perfect Cell, he can be kind of sketchy defensively. In like normal events with only one enemy. So that's why he's like here. I do like his leader skill. I love that with his leader skill you can bring the androids, the tech androids, you know. That's why I think he's number 10 for me. Just because the leader skill saves so much. I do love him. I do love him. I just, wish he had a little bit more defense. But I could say that about like every unit on this list, that I wish they had more defense.
Yeah, so that's always the argument for a lot of units, isn't it? Like, they're so good. I just wish they had defense. I just wish they had damage reduction. I just wish they were better defensively in general.
Yeah, but I've said in Discord before as well. I knew this was gonna happen. Where as soon as we got Red Zone, we were gonna get more stages like Cell Max and more Red Zone stages, and we just have to accept that the defense levels needed right now are so high, and a lot of these units just struggle to get it because they came out before Red Zone.
Well, it's not even just getting to defense levels; it's getting to the defense levels quickly.
Yeah,
as we've said with like Kid Gohan, really good unit. Give him 10 turns, one of the best defensive units in the game. Give him 4 or 5 turns, maybe not.
Yeah, it's why units age out so fast. I think it's just because the defense levels needed jump up so quickly from like a year ago, where 200k defense was like, for the God event, that's like fine, that's good. And here it's like 200k defense, you get slapped up by normals like it's nothing. Like Cell Max does 500k on his normals, dudes. Like he'll take 300k from normals. It's not okay.
Are you happy having him above LR, Goku, and Gohan?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Echo
thinks she can predict the rest of your top 10.
If she can, she's free to. I think we all know what units are going to be in the top 10 from here on out. It's just where I place them. But yeah, I think maybe if I am Rado, maybe I would do this. But Cell's leader skill, I rate it. I love it. I do love it.
What is it again? Power absorption and Cell Saga.
Yeah.
And 30% to what?
30% to androids. So like Agl Super 17.
That'll do it.
Yeah, Agl Super 17 gets his leader skill and stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, I like this. I can work with this.
I can see why, to be honest.
Number 9, as some people correctly predicted, he made the list. It's God Goku.
He does what he needs to, doesn't he? The only reason I'd question him being as high up as he is that he's a god of a unit, but against 2 categories. It just happens that the categories cover most of the game. I
consider that. And if it was just movie bosses, I would be like, eh. But the fact that it's pure Saiyans,
that was a massive buff.
That one hits hard.
I think that might be one reason why the next red zones are going to be Wicked Bloodline themed, because you can use him against Cooler, but you won't be able to use him against, unless it's a Resurrection F Frieza, you won't be able to use him against the other Friezas, Colds, Chilleds.
That's true. That's true.
But for what he does, a godly damage reduction, Rainbow Orb Changer. I'm right in saying he gets crit chance per Rainbow Orbs, and he creates them anyway. Link's a solid. He's on so many good teams.
Yeah, I was considering, because as you said, it's only 2 categories, but I was like, it's pure Saiyans though. Can I really
Which is
say?
like 75% of the enemies and like of the tough enemies in the game.
Yeah, that's why I was like, can I really put him below the top 10? Like, pure Saiyans is everywhere.
And the fact that how high you put him just goes to show how shafted the Sdr Vegeta was.
Yeah, Sdr Vegeta, I want to put him on the list, but he doesn't make it.
Doesn't, does he? Again, high chance. Sucks.
Yeah, and even when he guards, his defense is not high enough. It's like, dude, come on. Please. It's painful. But yeah, then I was like, I think I have to put him as high as he is.
Defense rules.
Speaking of defense rules,
this
guy has to be still one of my favorite units in the game. I love it.
Our favoritism coming out.
I mean, he's still just also a stupid good unit. I don't care what anyone says. I've always defended him, but I can't find him. I must have skipped over him at this point. Surely I must have. Hello?
I don't know what unit you're looking for.
Oh! Majin Vegeta. It's Majin Vegeta.
Again, another example of defense is king.
Yeah, his damage is nothing. His damage is absolutely nothing. But defense-wise, he's yeah.
Coincidentally, how did you find him, or have you used him against Cellmax?
I have used him.
Again, I don't have him. I can't really make that judgment.
I have used him against Cellmax, and with 6 orbs and with the Trunks on the team, he takes like 200k from a super. Which, considering it's Cellmax, that is stupidly good.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Like that, and I did build him full dodge, so he can just dodge the super, which he did a couple times for me. And it's like, oh, he's so good.
Oh.
if this was JP list, I would put him here. No, sorry.
If it was a what? A JP?
Yeah, if it was a JP list, so then you would have like
Vegeta Trunks.
Vegeta Trunks here, 7 year, 7 year. Yeah, I'll put him here.
Really? How come the change there on JPV Global?
Because then you have Vegeta and Trunks. But Vegeta and Trunks slot 1, this guy slot 2. That rotation doesn't get touched. Like, because Vegeta and Trunks is a Trunks for his condition. And we don't, on Global, we don't have any good Trunkses now, but like with Vegeta and Trunks, absolutely he goes here. I would put him above Fuses.
I'd have to see it. I'd have to try it for myself. I can see the reasoning for that. But again, there's other good units that I wouldn't automatically discount from JP, like Fused Zamasu.
I would put him above Fused Zamasu just because categories. Fused Zamasu, realistically, he has a couple of categories where I can run him, but Vegeta, like any team where you can run LR Trunks of Vegeta, you're gonna run him. You know, that's just me, but I also do love. I've always been a Majin Vegeta fanboy. I always have been.
Hadn't noticed at all. Hadn't noticed when you went hell for leather trying to rainbow the AGLLR when his EZA came out, and then I think you did that in like 400 stones.
Oh yeah, I did it, and I was preparing to spend as much as it took, both to get this guy rainbowed and to get the HLLR Majin Vegeta rainbowed. I just love this character. Does he have flaws? Yeah. But
do you care? No.
His flaws are minor. Like with LR Vegeta and Trunks here, the only flaw he has that you could say is that he needs 6 orbs. But he makes orbs anyway when below 88% HP. And you're gonna fall below 88% HP pretty fast anyway.
Yeah, regularly.
So it doesn't matter. But that's why, he belongs there. He belongs there. And then the next one is for Paragon. We know him, we love him. It's Ultimate Gohan. I'm
still so surprised and unsurprised in a way that he is still here.
Yeah, I think there's arguments that could even maybe rise 2 spots. But I feel more comfortable with him here.
I think he's gonna start getting found out now. He doesn't hold up in Cell Max unless you literally go at a snail's pace throughout. And if that's kind of the level that we could be expecting to see in Red Zone, I think his time as king is probably over.
Yeah, he's slowly starting to age. The big difference about him is like, give him a 200% hybrid leader skill. Like, get him a leader that's a 200%
gives him an extra
hybrid.
60% defense off the bat.
Yeah, give him 60% extra defense just because leader skills, and he might just, be once again the king we deserve. It's
just
like,
depending, like, imagine Superhero Gohan comes out and it's movie heroes and hybrid Saiyans.
Yeah, that's why, like, I think maybe you could put him here. I definitely don't think he goes lower than 8. There's no way he goes lower than 8. Just because the only event I can think of that he really gets caught hard is Cell Max.
Which is brand new, like brand spanking new.
Yeah, so I don't want to punish him too hard for that. And even then, like, okay, you need to take it a little bit slower. But he can still take those supers if you give him like a turn or 2 extra.
Yeah, because I mean, even on a lot of the Red Zone stages, type neutral, he's okay.
Yeah, but compared to like Kaioken Goku, he wouldn't be able to take that. Even if Kaioken Goku double supered, I don't believe he would be able to take a super from Cell Max. I don't know that for certain. I haven't tested it.
I wouldn't have thought so. Not a lot can. I mean, if God Goku's taking 300k, my Rainbow Link level 10 God Goku is taking 300k off a super.
Exactly. That's why, as much as he's showing a couple signs now of aging, it's not like he deserves to be here.
It's drastic. I'd be more interested when we come back and do this maybe in New Year's or something, and then look back and see what content has dropped since.
Yeah.
And what leaders have dropped since, as to whereabouts he still is.
I would be not surprised if Hybrid's 200% leader skill drops and he just boops. Or he just stays the same because, other more powerful units will come out. But I wouldn't be surprised.
We just get an Ultimate Gohan Dokkan Fest, who links really well with him.
I wouldn't be surprised if in a year I do this list again and he's still top 10. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, so what was that? 8?
Number 7 actually.
That was 7, so nearing top 5.
Yeah, number 6 is my boy, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. With his EZA, okay, you can bring him to Cell Max. I tried. He doesn't live there, but again, I can't.
Not a lot of units do.
Yeah, I can't blame him for that. But like Red Zone stage, so Mega, you could bring him, and he would do great. Other Red Zone stages that aren't Broly specifically, he does great. So like he's just a really good unit. He does need the super first, but
yeah. And like if you flip his 12 key round, that's probably why you've got him here, and I'm assuming Super Saiyan 4 Goku further up the list because of the difference in 12 key.
Yeah, it's very small, it's very minor, but Goku does make it just above him. I have him at 5 and Vegeta at 6.
And even if you looked at this list before their EZA, it was still this way round because of Goku's defense after Super.
Yeah, the difference between these two is so minor. I think Goku is slightly better, but it like I don't think 5 and 6 like you could. I would want to just put them next to each other because I do think the differences between them is so small that it doesn't, you know, I don't think it matters much. But yeah, they're by far the best EZAs. Like on global and JP, I think both. They're just so powerful.
Yeah, they're putting up stupid numbers. Like even if you're getting a 12 key with, I say Goku because I've used him more than the Vegeta. Even though they're both rainbowed, I've used the Goku more. I think Goku has a couple of better teams as well with Goku family. But even on a 12 keys, he's rocking 5.4, 6 million attack stats, like those kind of numbers. You're getting 18 keys, they're nearly hitting 10 mil.
I think what will change for me for Vegeta is when Trunks and Vegeta come to global. Because running a margin Vegeta with like a Vegeta family team with these guys and then Trunks and Vegeta, it's like, ooh.
Then you'd be looking at maybe links because they've got a lot of Super Saiyan 4 links like Saiyan Raw and that kind of thing, I think.
Yeah, he won't have Saiyan Roar and stuff, but like just having him there is oh. Again, I'm just also a Vegeta fanboy, so I will always like Vegeta more. But objectively, Goku is slightly better.
Yeah. Oh, now into top 4.
Yeah, I think people who know me will know what my top 4 is, but
I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know. Well, we know who 1 and 2 are. 3 and 4.
Oh, fuck! I let go. Number 4 is Goku Gohan. Again, I don't think that's.
Scroll further and further now.
Yeah, not letting go in the meantime is the is the real issue. But yeah, they're number 4. I don't know. There's really much like discussion or problems with this. Like Goku can be a little finicky at times. But generally after he supers, his defense is like fine for most stages. Like he dodges like a maniac, he can stun. And then once Gohan comes out, it's game over.
GG.
Yeah.
Again, another unit, annoyingly, and not for lack of trying, that I didn't pull. I keep asking this question: How did they handle Cell Max?
Fine, actually, yeah. The thing with
were they taking double digits from normals, kind of thing? How did they have enough time to stack?
The thing is, like, the only problem I had with Cell Max is you go through the event so fast because the first stages are so squishy. It was hard for me to get the 3 supers in with my Gokus. That was my issue.
It doesn't help, does it? That the second phase is physical. Like if it was the other way, and the first phase was physical, and the second phase was STR, and you could build them up a little bit more during that STR phase. But having the second phase being physical, I can imagine you slicing through it quite quick.
Yeah, my Goku just kept critting as well. It's like, calm the fuck down, Goku.
Stop. Jesus.
And then he didn't want a double super, and then, but like the times I did get Gohan out against Cell Max, okay, if he gets supered the first attack, of course he's gonna take damage, you know, when he has no build up at all, he's gonna take damage. But like a couple hits in, Gohan is as untouchable as ever. He's still gonna take damage from supers, of course. But once he's fully built up, he's tanking with the rest of the champs like Goku and stuff. So
I need to get me them. I really hope that they're on the banner in a couple days.
Oh, they should be. I'm 99% sure.
Same Imagine Vegeta. Like a couple of the units on this list, I want bad.
I don't know if he'll be back. I don't know when he comes back. Actually, it's been so long.
Who came out first between the two of them? Vegeta was Saiyan Day, I want to say.
Yeah, Vegeta came out first, but I think he might have returned for Tanabata on JP, which is why we have to wait so long. Maybe. They definitely came after him, and I do think you definitely want them over Vegeta, just because the leader skill as well. It's so stupid. Like Goku family and Super Saiyans. Hello.
And it's Kamehameha 30%, isn't it?
No, that will be broken. It's Android Cell Saga 30%.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
the 200% leader skill is not as good, but like just the 170% leader skill, Goku family and Super Saiyans. Oh, the options you have, like you can bring this guy, you can bring this guy, you can bring this guy. Like just look at the top 20 units, you can build a team of Goku family and Super Saiyans. It's pretty good, as it turns
solid,
out.
isn't it? There's so many, like the AGL to extreme balance is kind of sorry, the super to extreme balance is definitely tipping a lot more to super at the moment, which I'm looking forward to Cooler coming in and disrupting a little bit.
Well, speaking of extreme units, it's time. It's time.
Oh, top 3.
I have to get them. There they are, the androids. 17 and 18. They this unit is what I would call perfectly designed. I have zero issues with how this unit is designed. Like Goku, you could say, there's flaws there. Gohan, even you could say, you know, takes a while to build up. He needs to get hit 6 times, otherwise he loses guard. You know, some flaws there. This unit, none. Absolutely none.
Like good super type effect, decent start of turn stats, orb changing, gaining attack and defense on orbs. Is it super nullification? It's not super absorb, is it? It's nullify.
It's nullify, yeah. Oh, actually,
And
I do have one issue with this character, and that's the leader skill. The leader skill sucks. Yeah. But other than that, I literally have no issues with them. Like they work well on their teams, which is androids mostly, but it's just, you know, they do so much, and
it's annoying that you can't run them with Super 17.
You can't, but like who cares about Super 17 is not even on the list. He did not make the list.
No, like AGL Super 17.
Oh yeah. No, I gotcha. I mean, they're both on their Cell's leader skill.
True.
So you could. But the best rotation I found is like these guys, and then
19, 20.
19 and 20. It's like, oh, I love that
they both key blasts, is that they either nullify or absorb, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what makes them so. That's why I love running them together, because it's like
just that rotation is just immune to key blast.
Yeah, like your third slot could be hit, and that could be bad, but like other than that, usually in my experience, where they super is the first or second slot. So, and these guys just absorb it like a sponge. And the tech androids, like their active skill is ridiculously easy to activate, and it's so good. Like a free Ghost Usher is insanely powerful. Yeah, like you just they're undisputedly number 1 for me into URs. I don't think even on JP there's any unit, not Pan, not the Blue Boys, I don't think they beat them.
Sheelai?
No, Sheelai doesn't. No.
And we're here.
Yeah, here comes my
Right, shall we ask for chat's prediction first? Who do you think is going number 2? Who do you guys think is going number 1? It's obviously like the 7 years, but what order would you guys put them in? Echoed saying God's number 2, Super Saiyan's number 1. Any other? Paragon agrees. So again, I don't know what you're going to put. I'd maybe say the other way, especially after Cell Max coming out. I found the gods to be better for Cell Max because of the dodging. But again, I'm interested to see how you interpret this. Daniel Arkia says gods number 1 as well.
No, Daniel says physical Super Saiyan's Force number 1 as well.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Super Saiyan 4 is number 1.
Interesting. No, it's monkeys are number 2 for me.
Yeah, I'm right.
I get why you would want to put him number 1, but I'll be honest, I'm gonna put the gods up there as well, because it makes it easier. Where are they? There we are. I think what I was thinking about this for a long time. Who I wanted to put slot 1, and I was like, oh, obviously because Gogeta is better, I have to put the monkeys up here. But then the more I thought about it, and especially with Cell Max, I have to gravitate towards the gods in slot 1.
30% dodge chance beats that 30% damage reduction for me, especially in Cell Max. And then I'd rather have an extra 7% dodge chance rather than a little bit of extra damage reduction.
Actually, the dodge versus damage reduction, if it was just that, I would put the monkeys first. Because I like the damage reduction better. But it's just a leader skill.
That too.
The versatility that the gods give you compared to Super Saiyan 4s is so vast in terms of team building. And I just, every time I wanted to run the monkeys in like a difficult event, I end up struggling with building a team that has a little variety to it, you know? Like, okay, you have these two, and you have the 3-year LRs, but then, you know, you have to bring types into consideration, and your team falls apart so fast with the Super Saiyan 4s, I feel like. Compared to the
Power
gods.
Beyond Super Saiyan trumps Fused Fighter.
Yeah, Power Beyond Super Saiyan and Movie Heroes is just...
And Movie Heroes probably trumps GT Heroes. I know you've got the Super Saiyan 4s, but outside of those.
Yeah, I think so.
And we've got more buffs coming for Movie Heroes. Like, GT buffs are few and far between, but Movie Hero buffs are going to be coming thick and fast, I think.
Yeah, I think, especially towards the future, these two are going to age better than these two. Because their leader skill, like Movie Heroes, we're going to get, like, Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo and stuff, all on these guys' team. Beyond Super Saiyan, like, almost every other unit is beyond Super Saiyan. That's you know, a super class, so... It's like... And then the dodging is probably going to age better than the damage reduction here. Because you guys know I have my issues with these two on how slow they stack. I call it slow, you know what I mean. Like, they need a couple turns to get really get going defensively.
You're
like,
one good having guard for that first turn, but...
Yeah, like, yeah. Cell Max destroys both of these. Like, destroys them. Even if they transform. They get destroyed. Because they don't get enough build up. And I know that's just Cell Max, but Broly's is kind of the same way. Omega. You know, they you know, that's why they show their flaws, and I think the dodging compared with their better leader skill, I have to give it to the gods, I think.
Yep, I actually agree with you there. That was my prediction of how you were going to order them, and yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I feel most comfortable putting them like this. I like the monkeys more because I like Super Saiyan 4 more, and I love Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but the more I think about it, the more I gravitate towards the gods.